Welcome to the 19th episode of our podcast. Today I'm joined by Kishore from Bangalore, India. He's a filmmaker who has represented the Czech Republic on an international film festival in America. He's also an engineer, a passionate cook, and also one of the biggest ambassadors of the Ostrava Expat Center.
I'm from India, from South. My city is called Bangalore, Silicon Valley of India. We were in Texas, Houston. We were representing Czech Republic there. We were selected as Best International Short Film. We were nominated. I know a little bit of Czech, where I can manage to do general stuff. Okay, everyone goes to US, everyone goes to Germany, but why not Czech Republic? So I actually applied for Prague. You can say I didn't choose Ostrava, Ostrava chose me. So we also play cricket, in Ostrava, representing Ostrava, Christopher Nolan. I take a lot of inspiration from his work.
This is Expat Episodes, when new stories begin. I'm Martin, your host, and I'll be guiding you through the stories of expats in the Czech Republic. Kishore,
Hi.
what's good, man?
Yeah, everything is good. So I'm looking forward for this podcast.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me. I was really looking forward to this episode. So, you are very active expat in our region. So, could you please tell me your story?
Mm-hmm. So my name is I wanted to give a short introduction about me, so it'll be good for the viewers. So I am Kishore Kumar Chandra. So I'm from India, and I'm the founder of Magical Works Production. It's a filmmaking entrepreneurial venture. So where we want to make, it's dedicated to make world-class films. That's our main aim, and we also provide services for the filmmakers around the region. Around Czech Republic, around Europe, and all around the world. So we provide services for filmmakers like music composition, writing, co-directing, advertising some products as well, and color grading. We do a lot of stuff because we have a young team who is capable of doing it. And we also have a short YouTube channel which is called Magical Works Production. And you can go and subscribe and watch my short film which is released, where we represented Czech Republic in International Film Festival for this short film. And yeah, I'm also, this is my secondary job right now, and I also work for Porsche Engineering as a development engineer, where we do a lot of automation stuff for the Porsche cars, and we work mainly for Porsche AG and Porsche Engineering Germany. This is my short introduction for the viewers.
Perfect. So let's talk about your Magical Works production studio. You said that you want to, or that you produce world-class films. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's about the process that we follow in filmmaking. We wanted to have, the main thing that we can do is having a strong script, a story. What do we want to say for the viewers? Because that's the main part. So after this comes the process that we follow in filmmaking. So what we did is a short film right now, and why we are confident is because we followed the same process that's followed in Hollywood, and we have scripting, storyboarding, pre-production, production, post-production. There's a process that's followed, and we actually followed exactly the same way, even the short film. So that's why we could achieve where we can represent Czech in international forums. So this is what we are, and we can achieve those things if we follow the process of filmmaking properly and having a right story to say for the right audience. So this is what we believe in, and that is what we are aiming for. So yeah, so we are very confident of our stories first. Then we follow a lot of things that's needed for the film as a filmmaker to have those world-class stories to be set for the audience.
I see. So how big is your team? Because you said that you guys focus on a lot of things. Aside from making your own films, you also outsource your skills, such as color grading and other things that you have mentioned. So how?
Yeah, we have a team who is capable of doing those things. One is right for the short film. Actually, we were like 23 people, which is the team which was found in Facebook, social media, so on. Because when I wanted to make a film, a short film, I approached a lot of people, and I believed I had an instinct to select peoples, because, for example, my cinematographer, the DOP of this short film, he was just a documentary filmmaker. He didn't have any experience in actual filmmaking process. So we had to build team, so from the scratch. So I had to choose people based on their skills, because I liked his documentary way of styling. So it used to have like action kind of sequences. So because he used to do shoot Czech runs, which was in Prague. So it's a marathon. So he had like skills to have those shots, which was very, very mesmerizing for me. So that's where I saw his work and asked him if he can join my team. So he's also doing, he can also edit, color grade as well. We have other focus pullers. There's a lot of sections that we follow, because we don't have one particular people who is working on one skill. We have like skilled people who works in different color grading. We have one or two people. Music composition is someone which I found in Jablonko. I was looking for a lot of music directors around the region, even in Czech Republic. I was involved in a lot of studios as well. I asked them if they can compose music, but they didn't have enough time to collaborate with me, because I was sure about what I wanted to do for each episodes in my short film. And that's where I realized I had to have someone who can dedicate the time for this particular movie. So I had to go to Studio Kodan, which is in Ostrava, and they suggested me someone from Jablonko. Is Daniel Milinek. Is one of the great talent that I can say in music composition as well from the region. So yeah, so we work together to have those services provided for the film producers, filmmakers in the region all around the world. So we are also in talks with some productions, and we will see so how it goes.
Are your activities making money? Like, do you pay your team or is it voluntary?
No, I actually pay for the services for my crew members, even if I'm not paid by myself. But yeah, when you are providing services, you have to understand that you have to pay for the people as well. You can't expect them to do it for free, because that's main thing. But we are also providing services. We are willing to provide services for the filmmakers.
So sometimes you pay them from your own salary at Porsche?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make a short film, so that's on me.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a short film because of the passion that comes with the filmmaking. So I had to pay them, right? So it's like for me, I don't have any degree in filmmaking. I don't have any degree that I can say that I'm a filmmaker. But it's whatever I did was from the skills that I learned by myself. So I knew if I had to go to a film institute, I have to pay them as well, right? So instead of paying them, I'm using those money as part of the filmmaking process. But I also work for Porsche Engineering as well. So I had to balance time between those 8 hours for my actual job, and this is whenever I have time, I choose to do filmmaking. So that's the main goal. So I'm paying for them. It's not for free, Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine, because finding and keeping talent is pretty hard nowadays. So this is something that I can really admire, that you take your own salary and you pay your team in order to create something. And it seems like it works for you, right? Because you said that your short movie or short film was featured in an international film festival, right?
Yeah, that's true. We were in Texas, Houston. We were representing Czech Republic there during September. So we were selected as best international short film. We were nominated, but unfortunately we couldn't win it. But yeah, that's part of life. Success and failures it's a process of film making. So you can't, if it's success, yeah, it's another day. So if it's failure, it's also another day. you have to keep work on things that you can control on. But we are also thinking to make a feature film now, and also a music video. So I'm very confident of my story. So we are thinking to collaborate with a lot of producers, filmmakers around the region, not only in Czech Republic but also in other parts of Europe and other parts of the world. But I'm quite excited if that's going to happen, because this is something that I've been working on, and it will be exciting for me to have this on the big screen, to show it on the big screen. I knew my short film will not make enough money, because that's what I realized when I went to Texas in International Film Festival, because I was concentrating more on the filmmaking process, but there is other side of filmmaking is the business side. So that's where I'm concentrating more on now, because that's where the actual skill comes. So filmmaking is just 30% of what you're doing, but the other part is like 70%, managing stuff, how to marketing, how do you want to show this film to the world. That's why short film can't make enough money as we expect, because it's very short. So that's why I started my YouTube channel. So I wanted to see my work, because it's something very interesting and new that I came across, something new that we wanted to show for the audience as well. So they can watch my movie there and see the talent, because no one, everyone worked in this film didn't have any experience in filmmaking. So it's something new that we came. It's a new team. It's an experimental film, and we wanted to research on complete filmmaking as well. So it should be not something new. I mean, it's not something old. What others sees in the film, we want to try something new. So that's why it was done as such. So yeah.
You know what? It's really nice that there's an expat from Czech Republic who was representing Czech Republic on an international film festival in Texas, Houston, right? So that's kind of nice, and I can add to that by saying that you're also a pretty big ambassador for the Ostrava Expat Center. So would you like to speak about your involvement?
Yeah, Ostrava Expat Center is something that helped me a lot as an expat. So I had to go through a lot of process. Whenever I had an help, I need information on some things. It can be anything like tax benefits, how to involve in if you have some issue with visa, and also a lot of things. Even the ECHO, entrepreneurial venture that I started. So I had a lot of help from Ostrava Expat Center as well. So the first go-to person or go-to organization that I come across is Ostrava Expat Center, because they are willing to provide information services very faster, and I can rely on Ostrava Expat Center more, because I get genuine information that's needed for any process that takes place, and whatever doubts I have, I just approach them for the help. So yeah.
And is this what motivated you to be their ambassador through the 5 years collaboration and the expats and locals and stuff?
Yeah, that's true, because we also play cricket, in Ostrava, representing Ostrava. So we didn't have any help. I don't know what we do when we wanted to start this club. And I also play for Ostrava Cricket Club as well. So, so we got a lot of information and help that's coming from Expat Centrum. So I'm very proud as well. So because they are willing to help without any anything in return. So that's great. Having an organization like this in the region, which helps a lot for expats as well, foreigners mainly, because sometimes you don't know the language. Yeah. That's the main problem, I can say, as an expat. But you don't have to do, you don't need language sometimes as well, because people are willing to help in their own way, try to do it. So I can say that that's great to have collaborations with Ostrava Expat Center. Yeah.
So, do you know the language?
I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm sorry because I'm here for long, but I should have learnt it. But the problem is you don't have enough time. You know, when you're doing something great.
I mean, you're working for Porsche, you're playing cricket, and you're also making international short
Yeah, I do a
films,
lot of
right?
stuff.
So-
You know, I don't. I'm always keeping myself busy because I had to be fit. You know, to make world class films. Because that's a challenge that we put on ourselves. You need to be fit physically and also mentally, because you need to have those. Sometimes it's going to be really hard. You know, you have to take decisions which is going to be very hard during filmmaking process as well. Even in life, you don't expect everything to be same. Yeah, so you need to have ups and downs, but you need to stay consistent towards it, even though sometimes it's harder. So that's why I do a lot of things, because I want to keep my mentally, I need to be in a good space to do a lot of things in my life, and the plan to do such things are really makes me happy. So that's the reason. Yeah.
You said that you've been here for a long time. How long is that?
Maybe this is like something like 8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah, this is like 8 years, so 7 to 8 years. So yeah, it started accidentally, but yeah, I'm here for such a long time, so I'm happy. Yeah.
Why did you come to Czech Republic then?
Yeah, I have to be frank with you, Martin, because I actually never wanted to come to Ostrava, Czech Republic, because this happened actually by accident. I was, after my bachelor's, I was thinking what to do, and I wanted to do something with automation stuff. And I was actually looking to go to United States, US or Germany. And when I was applying for the universities, I was waiting for the response, but one of the rector from university, Technical University of Ostrava, Vysoká škola Banská, he was in my city. He was giving some seminar on the courses that they were offering for the students, and I was invited for this seminar like 2 days before that. Hey, there is a seminar from this university. You don't have to apply, but you just go there and see if you like it. You can go through it. So I just went there, and I saw his presentation. I liked the course for automation that they were offering, and they were also doing research on Industry 4.0, which was very interesting for me as well at that time. So I thought, okay, why not? And I just applied for the university. In 1 month, I got my offer letter. In 3 months, I got my visa. I said, okay, let's go. It was just happened so fast, and now I realize, okay, so that's the decision that I took at that time. It's so long for me. Now that's why I'm here. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's how it. You can say I didn't choose Ostrava. Ostrava chose me. So
I see.
yeah, that's how it was. So I didn't have any idea I would be here. So looking back, so yeah, that's my story.
So, because one guy decided to go to India to do like a campaign at your school, it basically changed your life, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't expect this, but to say this, because I just said, okay, let's go, and I just went through my instinct, which said, okay, let's try, because there's something new as well. So I just thought, okay, everyone goes to US, everyone goes to Germany, but why not Czech Republic? So I just went here.
And do you like it here? What do you think about Ostrava or the Czech Republic?
Yeah, I like here a lot. I have the film that I did. The actors are my friends. They are not professional actors. I had to train them. So we have a very good bonding. I have friends. I have a lot of people who I know, who I worked on, and they are kind as well. They help me a lot when it's needed. And I also work for a company called Porsche Engineering. So yeah, overall I have a very great life, and I'm also doing great things in coming days. So you can expect a lot of things that can come. as a filmmaker as well. So I am also excited for those opportunities if I can achieve it. So yeah, so this is something that I always wanted to do. So yeah.
You were getting your master's in Czech Republic. How did you get hired to Porsche? Was it or how long did it take you to find a job after you got your degree?
No, actually, after completing my masters, I actually worked for Vitesco Technologies as a test engineer. It is now it's Schaeffler, and I worked there for like two years, 2.5 years maybe. So after that, I was looking for other jobs, and that's where I came across Porsche Engineering. I actually didn't apply for Ostrava. I actually applied for Prague. There is a branch in Prague, so I thought, okay, let's move to Prague, and wanted to look for opportunities there as well, because of the filmmaking as well. It helps me a lot. They offered me the job in Ostrava, so I said, okay. Even if I wanted to leave, Ostrava doesn't leave me there. So it's something like this. But I am happy so that I got an offer here, because I studied in Banska. So I had to. I'm working in the region for like 6 years, 5 years now. So that's also good. It didn't took me long, but I just got my masters. I got my job and other jobs. So it's not. I didn't have any difficulties facing it. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, it seems like you're moving and integrating and everything to Czech Republic has been very smooth and fast. Like there weren't any problems with anything. So I'm really, really happy about it. So when you first came here, were there any cultural shocks or something that you, on the other hand, appreciate?
It was mainly because of language. It's normal. I don't want to say it because it's also. I had to have some efforts to put on for the languages as well. I have to know, but I know a little bit of Czech where I can manage to do general stuff, but not like speaking frequently. I can understand a bit and speaking some words which is commonly speak. Especially este no pivo prosím.
Of course.
Yeah, but I don't drink now because I'm training for my future endeavors. But I used to do it. So that's the only thing I can say. But rest of the things are it depends on us. How we take. So we have to, as I said, we have to have right mindset what we want to do, and you will face challenges always. But it's up to you to. But I met a lot of kind people, so helped me a lot during my tough times, my good times as well. So I always communicate with them. So it's for me it's great. Yeah.
So the language would be your only cultural shock here in Czech Republic or in Ostrava?
Yeah, one more Easter Monday. So singing a song and that was like something which was funny, not funny, but it was culturally. It was on Easter Monday where one of my friend with his girlfriend or someone. So he said he came to my room suddenly on Easter Monday, drunk, and he said like, hey, there is a culture in Czech that on Easter Monday they use a steak, eat girls' bum, and they give you Slivovitz and Easter egg. I was like, what for this? That's where this point was very interesting for me. That's why I use this in my short film. So it was funny, but it was actually great to know this culturally, because there's a lot of things that you know about it, but this is something that also mesmerizes. you get Slivovitz for it, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I didn't have any shocks in it. Mainly language and this Easter Monday. So yeah, this is something good. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, Easter, the way we celebrate Easter is a bit controversial, I guess, or like
No,
it can be shocking for some people to say the
no,
least.
it was not shocking. It was very good to know because like even I will have an opportunity, right? Yeah, but the green beer on Thursday, that's also one of the best things that I did in Czech Republic,
Yeah,
and also Christmas.
something we all look forward to. You just mentioned Christmas. How do you celebrate Christmas? The Czech way or?
Actually, we don't celebrate Christmas in India, but my parents used to take us to the church because my parents were very open to all the religions, but we don't practice all the religions. But during Christmas, they used to take us somewhere in cantonment. It's a church, big church, where there will be a big gathering in my city. So when I was kid, they used to take to this church, and we used to see the idols of Jesus there, and it was something that my parents used to do during Christmas and during Bakrid or festivals with Muslims. We used to get biryanis, which is traditional one, and all those stuff to our place because we know because it's India is like multicultural, and also we don't. My parents didn't mind to collaborate with people because we used to run a business in India. So
And which part of India are you from?
I'm from South. My city is called Bangalore.
Oh, Bangalore, I see.
It's one of the metropolitan cities. You can say it's a IT hub, Silicon Valley of India. So yeah, we have like so this is where I'm from, and my parents were open to a lot of things, and yeah, so we didn't celebrate, but when I'm here, I celebrate with my friends. So go to the markets, Christmas markets, and yeah. So, but I usually plan to visit my country during these times to spend time with my family as well. So yeah, so it's like I have to be flexible with those dates. Yeah. But I usually be here
So you visit them frequently, yeah?
yearly once. Sorry,
I see.
yearly once at least. And yeah, so I visit them when I have enough time because I have to take holidays as well, put some vacations. So I have to plan my holidays based on this. Yeah, so but I frequently visit my parents and my family. Yeah.
Is it difficult to travel from here to India? Like, what's the route that you usually take?
Yeah, I take like two routes. One is from Vienna and Prague. It's same, so it's almost the same travel time, 3.5 hours. So usually it will take like 14 hours to travel to my country. So yeah, it's not so much as you expect to travel to Australia or somewhere. But yeah, this is not so bad. 14 hours is kind of okay for me.
And so when you got to Ostrava from Bangalore, was there something that you were really happy about? Because we spoke about what shocked you in a way. So what surprised you in a pleasant way then?
I saw less people. Yeah, that was also shocking for me. But I need calm place because even because when I'm writing as well, I want to be alone, thinking. I like to spend my time alone a lot because that's I had to think a lot sometimes. So for myself, because that gives me a lot of energy in the first place. So yeah, so that is one, and I didn't have my ATM card, so I can't use those Indian ones. That was not shocking, but that's natural. But the guy who helped us to get to the university, he actually helped us as well. So that's the kind nature of the people here. So that's also great. Yeah.
You spoke about getting ideas for your films and movies, right? So does it come naturally to you, or do you get inspired somewhere? What's your or who is your biggest inspiration?
Yeah, the stories that we create is always inspired from small incidents. So it's always the same. For example, if you consider my short film, this was I was inspired from a short incident that happened when I was playing volleyball in Ornisuka. So I used to play in a team. So when I was playing in a team, we were losing a lot, and there was a girl next to me who couldn't speak English, and I couldn't speak Czech. So we couldn't communicate, right? So we were losing a lot of points. So that time I immediately stopped and I tried to say her in action, like you cover this place, we cover this place, we can play together and we can win. So I didn't know if she could understand or not, but immediately we started playing good and we won this set. And we were like cheering, we were like everyone clapping, everyone got excited. So that's where I realized there is a movie here, right? So there's a voiceless story. So that was the inspiration to create this short film based on voiceless film. I wanted to make a voiceless film, so that I built on this and made this short film. So yeah, this is how you inspire. And my biggest inspiration to come for films is when I saw the film called Dark Knight, and it's because of the actor called Heath Ledger portraying Joker. So it affected me a lot personally, psychologically. I was thinking about this film for like 1 week. Wherever I go, I was just thinking about this film, and I decided after that point of time. Before that, I didn't have any passion towards filmmaking, but after watching this movie, I literally want to make a film. So that's where it all started, and that's how I came across films. And I take inspiration with the work of Christopher Nolan. Okay. You can say he's my guru. Is my teacher indirectly, because I take a lot of inspiration from his work, because what he is doing is something great. I don't know if I can achieve that kind of level, but I always try to have a story which is for me. I have to say some stories from myself.
So, what films does he has he authored or like?
Which inspired me, or?
Yeah,
Interstellar.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And also, I don't know if you have seen Memento. It was also a film which is very good. You need to understand a bit, the screenplay is something different. So it's not like a traditional film that you watch, but it's a reverse. It played in the reverse, but that's also something new. And there's a lot of movies that you get inspired as well. So Inception was one of it, and Oppenheimer now, which was also a very great film. And I like the way of stunts he does, the real, without VFX, CGI. So yeah, that's the challenge part in filmmaking as well, because we also did stunts for my short film, and we didn't do any CGI or VFX. So we had to train for like 6 months for just 40 seconds of footage that you see for the yo-yo, because it's a very dangerous escalator that we did. It is like so deep that it's not like a traditional escalators. It's like there is a lot of physics involved in it. It's like 1.5 times more faster than the traditional escalators. And we were shooting the yo-yo in such a way that we had to go down. So if the yo-yo he didn't have any protection, if he missed for 1 second, everyone would have been down. So with the DOP and me, I was the one who was at the end. So that was challenging. So I like to do those kind of movies, which has real stunts, action movies mainly.
Oh, okay.
And that's my main concentration on. I like to make action movies, like how he does. So yeah.
We are nearing the end of our episode, so I have 5 questions from the Quick Pick rubric.
Okay.
Feel free to answer as long or as short as you wish. The first question is, how do you keep your cultural roots alive?
I do cook foods for my colleagues, for my friends sometimes, because I like cooking a lot. That's the thing I could give to Ostrava, because Indian foods are really good if you make it in a proper way. There are not a lot of restaurants that gives you genuine kind of Indian foods. Okay. But I like to cook a lot because I enjoy cooking sometimes, because that's like, it's like an art. Cooking is an art as well. So I take time, too much time for cooking as well. So yeah, that's something that I can give for Ostrava Foods, definitely.
But there's like what? There's like 3 Indian restaurants in Ostrava. Do you think they're not like authentic or they're not good?
I don't want to comment on this. Because I don't want to give bad advertisement for them, because they're also doing business. I have to respect them.
Maybe they had to change the recipes or something to appeal to the European customer, right? Because I can't handle spice, you know. Like if it's too hot, I don't get any enjoyment from the food, right? So
Now you can also change. You can have same taste for the food without adding the spices. So that's the thing. They have to do it, right? They have to do their work. So if they do that, they will have good.
I see. Well, now I'm craving Indian, so maybe I need a recipe from you or something.
Okay, I can give you, but it's secret. You can't say it. You know.
Okay.
If not, you have to pay me a lot.
Sounds good. I have a follow-up question for this, and since you're a filmmaker, right? If your time in Ostrava or this region was a movie, which one would it be? Would you say that it's one of the short films that you made? Because you said that they capture some incidents that happened in your life.
Yeah, you can say that, because whatever I added in my film is based on my experience. Because you have to write, because I am from different culture, you know. I have to, when I'm making movies, I consider those things as well to be culturally correct, because it should not offend people as well, you know. I had a situation where there's a dialogue that, since you're already beautiful, there is no way that I can get sleep with or Easter egg. So I use those lines in my films, but I have to be respectful for that as well. You know, you can't say, it should not hurt in a vulgar way, but it should also have like the flirting line. It's a flirting line. So I wanted to have, what if a Czech guy says it to a Czech girl in a very funny way. So that's how it was taken. I hope the audience doesn't offense with this as well. But yeah, it's how you take. So maybe this film would be one, but I can say Dark Knight as well, because that made me to come here. I'm not saying I'm a vigilante or something, but but it's the one.
Yeah, I really appreciate this point about being an international filmmaker. You have to really take into consideration how each cultural will react to some of the statements or behavior in the film. So this is such a great point, or something to really keep in mind.
That's the biggest responsibility for a filmmaker. You know, you need to consider those things when you're writing, and it should not offend the people as well. You know, that's where it's very, very important as a filmmaker to follow, because you don't end up in controversies. You know, so you need to be very careful. And I always think before I leap, so think before you act. So you always have to think twice when you're doing. But if you want to do it, just do it.
That's a good approach. Next question is, what makes you want to call Ostrava your home?
Why I wanted to call Ostrava my home? Because it gave me a lot of things. You know, I made money, so I also work for companies here. I made friends. I have very good friends. I met a lot of people here, which changed my life as well. Sometimes I made films, so why not? So I did everything here. So my life started, and it's still not the end. I have a lot of things to do. So
Perfect. And do you have your own special hidden gem in Ostrava, like some cafe that you visit often, or like some bench out in the woods where you just sit down and get inspiration for your films?
No, I like to write my films when I'm alone, like not in the nature, but I prefer to be in a room, in my room,
Okay.
with where they won't disturb me. So I write scripts because of this, because I have to realize what I'm writing. Because whenever I'm writing, I feel the energy, I feel what I'm writing, and I know the pulse of the audience. I have to know the pulse of the audience. When I'm writing, I see the screen of theater. I have to see the big screen and see how my film is like when I do this, when I do that. So I have to think in those way. What it will be when it comes to the big screen. So whatever I think has to uh, be there. So that's a challenge for the filmmaker. You can write anything you want, but at the end of the day, it's up to us to get it on the screen. So yeah.
And the special hidden gem here?
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I say cafes. I go somewhere in the centers. I use most of the cafes, but I also like Mini Kino because I did my screenings there, short films with my friends who I know here. I did like screenings there, so I visit with my friends to cherish these memories. We go there, have some coffee, beer, or something sometimes. So yeah, so this is something that I can suggest. Mini Kino. This is something different for me because there is not a lot of theaters which has cafe and theater at the same time. So yeah, this I would say hidden gem for me.
Perfect. Yeah, it's also very unique, right? So that's I can appreciate this gem. Tips for a trip to Bangalore or India? What would you suggest that people do when they first visit?
My city doesn't have a lot of things to see, but there is a coastal area where you can see Western Ghats. So where you can go through beaches. It's close to Goa. I don't know if you know. Goa is one of the tourist place.
Like the closest city that I know is like Mumbai.
Yeah, it's close to that. So Goa is almost closer, but India is big, So it's you need to travel 500 kilometers, 600 kilometers from my city for this place called Goa. But you can also visit a lot of other places in Karnataka. It's my state, and you can visit a lot of structures. Hampi is something architecturally great. So you can visit there because the structures that they built is amazing, and there are a lot of places that you can visit. So yeah, but right now there is a lot because I have to list each and every one. But I think beaches was something excited. You guys are excited as well. So you can go to Goa, Mangalore. You can have fish. We have great fish with great recipes. It is more spicy, but you can ask them not to add it. They will help you with that. So, but you can have a lot of seafoods there. So it's really great.
So you said that you were from the south of India, right? Is there any differences between southern Indians and like Indians from Uttar Pradesh or like New Delhi and?
Yeah, you can say food. Food is quite different. Everywhere it's same. But I don't know how do you feel from Prague and Ostrava? So you have like different slangs, right? So how do you speak and so on? So those kind of things are also there. You can expect some different slangs, but the language as well. We have in southern states we have like 5 languages. Each state has different language, but north also has different language. But they speak Hindi as common language. So yeah, so no, everyone doesn't know Hindi from south, or everyone doesn't know the language that we speak in south as well. So languages are also different, and yeah, so there's a lot of things that I can say. You have to speak forever,
Is there any rivalry between people, like from Ostrava and Prague? Is it like between North and South Indians?
I don't know. I don't mind. Try to speak with all. I don't have those rivalries, you know. I don't want to keep up those because that's too big for me, you know. I don't have to think so much because I have always done a lot of things. 'Cause I don't have those I don't have that time to think about those things. You know, I don't want to have like rivalry on anything because I have to do a lot of things as well in my life, so I have to concentrate on it. But yeah, there might be when we're playing cricket. Maybe like Bani Kostova and Sparta Praga. So yeah, but we don't. But the aggression to play for Ostrava is always there. We play aggressively in cricket because you can't take anything light. You know, I always like to play to win. That's my mindset when I'm in the field. So the aggressiveness is always there for any team, not only Prague team. So yeah, so we do that. We do have rivalry, but in the sport, not outside the sport field. No fighting, no nothing.
Because I know that cricket is a really big thing for you guys. So
yeah, it is. It's like one of second earned sport, like in money. It creates a lot of revenue.
And which one is the first?
Football.
Really?
Yeah. Football
Okay.
is the first. Again, right now cricket is making a lot of money because of the rights, broadcast rights. We have a league called Indian Premier League, which is one of the expensive leagues in the world. So yeah, so this year my team, RCB, from my city won after 18 years. So they were trying for 18 years to win this league. That's how difficult it is. And we finally won this year and we were celebrating. So yeah, this is what cricket makes, you know. It makes me feel, because one of the legendary players called Virat Kohli, he was playing for my team for 18 years. He's one of the greats in Indian cricket, not in Indian cricket, in world cricket. He's well known. And yeah, so this time we won and he was crying as well. So that's how emotional cricket is in India.
So he's like the Jaromir Jagr of Indian cricket, yeah?
He's like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo of football. So Cristiano Ronaldo of cricket. So he's such a aggressive player as well.
Kishore, thank you so much
thanks
for joining me today. It was great to have you here on the show because we know each other for such a long time. So I'm glad we finally got to record the episode. So yeah, guys, check out Magical Works Production on YouTube and some of the Kishore's short films and movies. And I will see you in the next episode, hopefully. So take care and goodbye.
Bye.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ostrava Expat Center.